If he's not in the House, the next chance will go to the member for BURETI, Honorable KIBET KOMINGOI.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think it's easier to please the voters in Kenya than to please the speakers. We've been here for several days waiting for the chance to speak and make the maiden speech. However, I want to thank you for this opportunity. I would say that it pleased God and the people of Bureti to elect me, and I'm indeed very thankful for the people of Bureti in all the wards that we are there. Tebesonic Ward, Cheboin, Kapkatet, Cheblanket, Chemosot, Litain, and Kishara wards that gave us the overwhelming victory to be here in this parliament. I will not belabor much, but I would want to talk about the issues that we have in Bureti that we will be addressing, and some of them were actually addressed as part of the President's speech. Bureti constituency is one of the constituencies that has no water in any of the taps in Bureti. We would be looking forward for the implementation of the 60 to 80% water that has been promised by the Kenya Kwanza team. Number two is that we'll be looking forward to engage in the construction of the infrastructure in Bureti region, Bureti constituency. We have roads that we are seeking to be tarmacked: the Chebwagan Kampala Road, the Bogoyot Kapkisiara Road, Chelilis Ketarwet Charera Road, and we are hoping that in this government, at these 5 years that we have, that we'll be able to see these developments come through. On education, Madam Speaker, we are hoping that the government has to reconsider some of its plans. The teachers of Bureti have been asking me, and I'm sure some of you members have also received the same sentiments about the abuse or the failed delocalization program. We are hoping that the teachers will be sent back to their communities to be able to teach and be able to retire from their homes. Thirdly, Madam Speaker, we have the issues of the urban areas in Bureti. We are praying and hoping that in all programs that will be set out within the plan, that the hustler and the bottom-up approach that the UDA party and the Kenya Kwanza government is seeking to implement will also bring about the transformation of our traders, the mamambogas, to operate not only in providing them capital, but also spaces to be able to work from. One of the critical things that we're looking into is decriminalization of work, so that we may be able to have all people doing whatever is legal to be able to earn a living. We'll be also seeking, and also one of the things that we'll want on the health sector is the upgrading of Kapkatet District Hospital, the upgrading of drainages at Kapkatet towns, and the Kapkatet Stadium, which we have been looking into for several years. On the motion on the table, I would want to support the school feeding program. There is a misnomer that I'm hearing being discussed about the drought in the regions. While there are some places in this country that are not facing drought, they are still facing food shortages. In our villages, however much we say we receive rain in Kericho and the environs, there are still homes and people who still sleep without food. This we must consider also, to be able to provide food and also invest in the agriculture so that food may be provided. On the food program, my submission would be that we give priority to food that is grown within the region, so that we do not import food for the children that we are seeking to feed within our schools. Finally, Madam Speaker, I think I would agree with the Honorable Member for Dagoretti North that included in the basic primary education should be the feeding program. Included also within the CDF programs that we have is also the feeding program, to be able to cater for the disadvantaged within the communities. One thing that we must understand is that however communities may be rich or however lands may be wet and that they receive rainfall, there are still pockets within our societies which are experiencing deficit on food, or people who are actually poor that they cannot afford food for their children and for themselves. It is therefore our submission that this motion be approved, and so that we can be able to see how it can be implemented. Finally, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to be able to give this maiden speech, and also to remind ourselves that let justice and fairness be the guiding principle in our debates. Let also the time for logging in matter, so that we don't have people here sitting for too long before they actually get the opportunity to speak. Otherwise, Madam Speaker, thank you very much.
Honorable Member, the next speaker will